Hi there, my name is Kevin Taylor and this is another episode of Trophy Comics where I'll be showcasing a number of books that I've picked up over the last month or so. So these are recent comic books that I've picked up, and some of them are back issues and some of them are new releases, and I've arranged them in alphabetical order. So this is going to be a comic book haul, and the first one I'd like to show in this video is Adventure Time Season 11 number 5, and this is released by Boom Studios, and this is an Unlocked retailer incentive cover, and it's a really cool. If you could find the Adventure Time Season 11 like any of the incentive covers, then I recommend picking them up, as you can find them for cheap, because they can fetch some money on the back issue market. And basically this series here actually carries on from where the cartoon series left off. So yeah, really neat book and series to keep a look out for. And I really like collecting comic books based on TV shows that like continue on the stories. So yeah, I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And as I said, if you find these books for cheap, and I only paid like £8 for this book, which is really cool, then do pick them up, because I say they can fetch some good money on the back issue market, Adventure Time books, especially from like the season 11 books. So yeah, but I recommend picking up any Adventure Time retailer incentives if you can find them for cheap. So yeah, that's the first one I'd like to show. So yeah, really cool. Okay. Right, the next one I'd like to show is actually a book I picked up from my partner, who's Kirsty Taylor 886 on Instagram, and she collects like Scotty Young comic books, and I picked this one up as a present for her. So yeah, really neat. And I believe that Loki season 2 actually starting tomorrow. So yeah, really neat. Well, it could actually be today actually. Is it a Friday? I think it actually starts today. So yeah, on Disney Plus. So Loki season 2. So yeah, really neat. And I thought she really liked this book, so I picked it up for a present. So yeah, shout out to my lovely wife, Kirsty Taylor 886 on Instagram. So yeah, really neat. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is this one, and here we have a reprint of Batman issue number 1, and this is a recent pickup for me, and this one's really neat, as the original Batman number 1 comic book from DC Comics in 1941 has won a Retro Hugo Award in 2016. And yeah, so, and this is a book that you can find, I think, how much did I pay for this book? I think I paid like £7.99 for this book. So yeah, and there's no way I'll be able to afford the original book. So for me, reprints is the next best thing. And I've never actually read Batman number 1. So this is a really cool book that I'm looking forward to reading. So yeah, and as I said, the original comic book, Batman number 1, won a Retro Hugo Award in 2016. So yeah, very nice indeed. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very nice. Okay, yeah, the original issue was released in spring 1941. So yeah, really cool. Okay, well, the next one I'd like to show is this one, and here we have Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I believe it's season 8, issue number 22, and this one features a story called Swell, and it's a standalone issue, and this book won a Diamond Gem Award for Licensed Comic Book of the Year in 2009. So yeah, it's another book I'm really pleased to have in my collection, and I'm looking to get a graded copy of. And this is my reader's copy, so I'm hoping to get a cover B like graded copy for this issue sometime in the future. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. And yeah, again, this is another continuation of the TV show in comic book form. So yeah, very nice indeed. Okay, much like the Adventure Time comic I showed earlier. Okay, very nice indeed. And that was produced by Joss Whedon. So yeah, very nice. Okay, well, the next book I'd like to show is actually an award-winning G.I. Joe comic book from IDW Comics. And this is G.I. Joe issue number 7. And this is a really cool one, because this book won a Save 2021 National Media Award. And basically it won for Best Digital Creative Media. So yeah, really neat. And this book was praised by the Suicide Awareness Voices of Education. as it's like one of the nation's first organisations dedicated to the prevention of suicide, raising public awareness, educating communities and equipping every person with the right tools to save lives. As part of their mission, they established a Save Nation Media Award, recognising publications that contribute to public understanding of suicide and mental health. And this is a really, really cool issue that features a story called A Soldier's Heart. And I believe there's a number of variant covers available for this issue. And yeah, it's a really, really neat book. And yeah, this book won a Best Digital Creative Media. So yeah, very, very nice for A Soldier's Heart. So yeah, really, really cool. So yeah, really, really neat. And this book features a story featuring Scarlet. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay. Right, the next book I'd like to show is Grimm Fairy Tales, Volume 3, Issue number 11. And this one is a really neat one, as this one features a War of the Worlds kind of like homage cover. And War of the Worlds is a classic Paramount movie. And yeah, really, really neat. And I believe the story inside is actually Zenescope's take on the War of the Worlds, which kind of like is a cross between War of the Worlds and like Mars Attacks. So yeah, really, really neat book. And I mostly picked this one up for the cover, but I am going to read this book, and it should be quite a fun read. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And of course it features Karis from, or Karis, I believe he's pronounced her name, from Grimm Fairy Tales, or Grimm Tales of Terror. So yeah, really, really neat. So yeah, really pleased to have this in my collection. And The War of the Worlds, written by H.G. Wells, is a classic science fiction book and movie, and Orson Welles done like a really famous radio play. So that sent panic across America. So yeah, back before the days of TV, of course, when there was just radio. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. And I'm also a big fan of Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds musical version, and I'd love to go and see that someday, like live. So yeah, on stage. So yeah, with me lovely wife, of course. So yeah, really, really neat. So yeah, really pleased to have this book in my collection. So yeah, really, really neat. So okay, what the next one I'd like to show is this one. And here we have Invader Zim, issue number 12 from Oni Press. And this one is a 1 in 10 variant cover, I believe. And yeah, I've awarded this book a Trophy Comics Award for a comic book deserving of wider recognition. And Jonan Vasquez's Invader Zim TV show has garnered quite a few awards over the years and has developed like a cult following. And he's even had like a movie called Enter the Florpus, which is available to watch on Netflix. And also Watch Mojo done a top 10 best cartoons that have received a cult following YouTube video. And Invader Zim was number 1. So yeah, really, really cool book. I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And also there's a cover A version for this book also. It's really neat. And I believe they'd actually done a statue. So yeah, it's really, really neat, because the story in this book here is actually called Invasion, and it's basically where the Zim is triumphant. And I say they actually done, who was it that done? I think it was Diamond Select, or Diamond Select Toys actually done like a Invader Zim triumphant statue. So this is a great companion book to go with that statue. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And I awarded this book a Trophy Comics Award for a comic book deserving of wider recognition. And that's Invader Zim, issue number 12. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. And I believe I only paid, I think I paid about £6 for this book. So for a 1 in 10 variant, that was a super bargain. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay. Right, the next one I'd like to show is this one. Here we have My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, issue number 102. And this is the very last issue of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic series. And I believe IDW, I've just recently started doing another My Little Pony series. But this is the last issue of the Friendship is Magic series, and this is a really cool comic book that awarded a Trophy Comics Award for comic book deserving of wider recognition. And as I said, this is the last issue of the comic, and it's actually the last issue of the TV series. So basically, I think this is like episode 14 of the actual TV show, and it's another book that actually continued on from where the cartoon left off. So number 89 was season 10, episode number 1, and this is let me have a look. This is season 10, episode number 14. Yeah, so there's 14 issues in this series. So yeah, really, really neat. And it's another series that you should keep a lookout for the retailer incentive covers, because if you can find them for really cheap, they're really worth picking up. And I had a look online and I was searching for some, and there's very few available. So they could be tricky books to find in the back issues. So, but yeah, keep an eye out for My Little Pony, as they have a huge fan following. So the series. So, and of course this book and series continues on from where the cartoon series, like series 9, left off. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, really, really cool. And this being the last issue, of course, this has probably got quite a low print run, especially with the retailer incentives. So yeah, really, really cool. And I'm collecting the whole of season 10. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay, well, the next book I'd like to show is a Star Wars book. And here we have Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. And this is Halcyon Legacy, issue number 1, featuring a really cool photo cover. And the actual Disney World Resort interactive and immersive story-based theme park attraction actually won a FIA award for outstanding achievement for brand experience. And yeah, really, really neat. And the actual theme park experience is actually set in Walt Disney World Resort, Orlando, Florida, in the USA. And basically, Disney have recently closed down this theme park ride. And it was basically like a hotel, and you can actually stay in the hotel for a couple of days. And it's basically like you're staying on like a starship, basically, or a star cruiser. And it's like it's an immersive and interactive experience where they get you to do like tasks and stuff like that. So you're actually part of the adventure. So yeah, it's really, really neat. And the story is actually set between The Last Jedi and the Rise of Skywalker movies. So yeah, but they've actually, as I said, they've actually closed the ride down. So yeah, but I managed to purchase this 1 in 10 incentive photo cover featuring D309, which is the ship's logistic droid. So yeah, really, really cool. And I'm collecting comics based on Disney theme park attractions. So yeah, really, really neat. And I've got a number of other comic books that I'm going to show in future comic book hauls. So yeah, this is a really, really cool one. And that's, yeah, really, really neat. So really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay. Right, the next one I'd like to show is a DC comic book. And here we have Supergirl Volume 4, issue number 21, featuring a really cool For Your Eyes Only movie homage cover, which was a James Bond movie that starred Roger Moore as James Bond. And For Your Eyes Only is a German Silver Screen Award winner. Yeah, so really, really cool for the film like. So yeah, and this book features a story called Through a Fractured Prism. So yeah, really, really neat. And it's a Through Your Legs cover. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. So yeah, Roger Moore was my favourite James Bond from the 80s. I sort of grew up on the Roger Moore James Bonds, so he's like my favourite. So yeah, his films are really entertaining, and yeah, very, very nice. And there's a lot of humour in these films as Roger Moore's James Bond. So that's what I really enjoy about them. But there's also action and serious stuff as also. So it's a nice combination. I find they're not too like dark and gritty. So the Roger Moore James Bond films. So yeah, really, really pleased to have this in my collection. So yeah, it's a For Your Eyes Only movie homage cover by Gary Frank. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, and I believe this one's got a story written by Peter David. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, right, the next book I'd like to show is a Usagi Yojimbo comic book. And this is Lone Goat and Kid, issue number 2. And this one is a really cool one. They awarded a Trophy Comics Award for comic book worthy of a reprint. And this reprints a classic Stan Sakai story called A Kite Story. And it's printed for the first time in full colour by Rhonda Patterson and features a David Peterson cover. And David Peterson's like famous for like Mouse Guard. So yeah, really, really neat book. And I'm really pleased to have this in my collection. And it features like a standalone story. And also issue number 1 features a standalone story also. And then you got the other, I believe the other 4 issues is basically one story. It's like a 6 issue, like a mini series. But the first 2 feature standalone stories, recoloured in full colours for the first time. So by Rhonda Patterson. So yeah, really, really neat. Now I'm collecting like Usagi Yojimbo comics, and my favourite ones, pardon me, are the ones that have like self-contained stories. And I've got a couple of trade paperbacks here. So I've got a volume 1 here with Bunraku, and this one also features like the standalone story of the Goblin of Adachi Gahara, which was Stan Sakai's first ever Usagi Yojimbo story. And it was remastered with 16, was it 8 extra pages or 16 extra pages in full colour. So yeah, it's really, really neat, printed for the first time in full colour. And it also won like a Ringo Award for best single issue. And it won a numerous awards like the issue. So it's really, really neat. So yeah, I've actually got a copy of that issue number 6, like graded. So really, really nice. And of course the other side here, I've got volume 2, which is Usagi Yojimbo Origins, which actually reprints Usagi Yojimbo Wanderer's Road, which is another 6 issue mini series, and they all featured like Peach Momoko covers. And Peach Momoko actually won some awards for best cover artist, I believe in 2021, like 2022 sort of time. So they're worth keeping a lookout for. And all the issues in the Wanderer's Road series were actually single issue stories. So they are all standalone issues in this volume here, which is really nice. But I'm also a fan of collecting like Usagi Yojimbo standalone issues in graded form, graded format. So yeah, these are really, really nice readers' copies for my collection. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. Okay, and the very last book I'd like to show in this haul, and it's another Usagi comic book, and it's also a book that I've actually bought for my wife. As I said earlier on, she's a Scotty Young fan, so I picked her up this Usagi Yojimbo from Dark Horse Comics, and this is the latest series that just came out, and it's also published by Dogu Comics, which is actually Stan Sakai's brand of comics. So yeah, really, really neat. So there's another shout out for my lovely wife, Kirsty Taylor 886. So yeah, right, that's me haul of all the books I've picked up recently. So before I go, I just want to give a few shout outs in this video. And of course, I'll just give my wife a shout out, a couple of shout outs. So the next people I'd like to give a shout out to is Comics Only 67, The Comic Crypt of Castle Hills. I'd also like to give a shout out to Super Demon Wizard, That Star Wars Girl 77, and also DC Sci-Fi Comics, which is DC-PSY-FI-Comics. So they're the shout outs I want to give out for this video. And thank you for watching, everyone. And take care out there. Be safe, everyone. Until the next video. And take care. Hope you enjoyed the video. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.